What's up, guys? We are live for UFC Calgary, Dustin Poirier versus Eddie Alvarez, the rematch. And yeah, man, I was supposed to go at 5 today, but I forgot about the Contender Series, and I definitely want to watch that. Hopefully, Nick Newell wins. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm starting right now. Before we talk about the card, we'll talk about the last card. So in Germany, Hamburg got a plus 2.91 unit on the night. It was pretty good. Feels good to get back on track. The main event, Shogun went out there and got smoked by Anthony Smith. Smith's good, man. I really want to see who he gets matched up with next. Maybe like Dominic Reyes, or maybe even Ratchets. I mean, dude, he looked really good against the dead. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, so I went 2-1. I cashed in Tiberio, went out there and did, what do you have to do against Drew? We took him down a will and just, kind of just grinding them out. Um, Nazarad went out there, beat Mark, won every round. He looked really good, man. I wasn't expecting, I thought Nazar would have finished him maybe, but I mean, well, I don't know. On the show, I said a decision, but I thought Nazar would have finished him, but I mean, he showed that he has a good game, and Mark's definitely kind of a fraud. I wonder who he fights next. I still think Mark could beat Sage Northcutt, but I mean, we'll see who Mark fights. And then Justin Ledet, congrats everybody that bet, Alexander Rakic, and he looked good, man. He just took Ledet out of his game and just beat him everywhere and just kind of dominated him, man, wherever the fight was. So I think we already talked about everything about that card. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. So let's talk about Calgary. So first fight of the night on Calgary, we got Devin Powell versus Alvaro Herrera. This is a huge pass in my opinion. I mean, you just have to, stay away because both these guys are just jobbers, and both these guys just don't belong in the division. They don't belong in the UFC. Devin Powell. I mean, he's a tough guy. I'll say that because he went all 3 rounds with Kwase, and I mean, I don't know, man. He went all 3 rounds with Orchard, but I mean, he's a tough dude. He has a decent ground game. I think he could actually win this. So actually, I'm gonna pick him here because I think that he can get this to the mat and maybe tap him out because Herrera, he's a big dude. He's definitely the bigger guy, probably the stronger guy. He probably has the better striking, but the dude just taps out. He has like 3 losses by submission. Like I mentioned, both these guys don't belong, but I do think that Powell will get him to the ground and give him his 4th submission loss. But I'm not confident. Don't tell me on that. I won't be playing that. I won't be playing on DraftKings. But yeah, I think Devin Powell's going to go out there and win the jobberweight title. But I mean, both these guys are just, they're not good, man. I mean, whoever wins this fight will get faded the next fight. So yeah, I got Devin Powell, but I'm not confident. Next fight, we got Random Markos versus Nina Ansaroff. Obviously, everyone knows Nina for, dating Amanda Nunes. It's a pretty close fight. Another close fight, just like the last one. Marcos is definitely the better grappler. When she shows up, she goes out there and beats, tough competition like Cara Esparza, which I don't think she won that fight. I thought Cara Esparza won that fight. But Ansaroff was pretty good last fight against Andrew Hill. But I mean, to be honest, Andrew Hill's a fraud in my opinion. I think Nina has the better hands. I think she has the better boxing. She's better on the feet, But Marcos, it's close because it's going to be in Canada. So I mean, the judges will probably be on her side again, and she could get takedowns here. But I think Nina's going to win a close decision. But there's a lot of fights in this card, man, that are just like really, really close, just like the Powell versus Herrera. But yeah, I got Nina by a close 29-28, but it's another one just pass from this fight. Next fight we got Dustin Ortiz versus Matheus Nicolau. I want to bet Nicolau, but I'm not going to be betting him at the line right now. I thought he would have opened maybe like -150, but I mean, he's steamed right now. He's really good, man. He's definitely one of the best prospects in the division. I cashed on him last fight against Smoker. He dominated Smoker, but this is a huge step up from Smoker. This is, Dustin Ortiz. I mean, I did want to bet Nicolau, but I mean, Dustin Ortiz is really hard to look good against, man. I mean, the dude's been in there with a lot of good guys, and he beat, Pantoja last fight, and a lot of people thought it was a robbery. I do think Ortiz won the fight, though. I mean, Ortiz is super good on the ground. He's a grinder, man. The striking looked a lot better for sure. Without Sandoval, and striking looked better last fight, but I mean, what you're going to get from Ortiz, and they try to take you down to grind you out. Nicolau is good everywhere, man. I think Nicolau is better everywhere the fight goes, but I do think Ortiz could maybe even went around and could kind of grind him out. It's a close fight. I mean, initially I thought, I was going to bet Nicolau, but the more I think about it, more the line. I mean, Dustin Ortiz is definitely live, but I do think Nicolau is going to get the job done. But I mean, I'm not going to be touching it at -270. But if Dustin Ortiz goes up and gets upset, I won't be surprised because this fight could be close. But I think Nicolau is going to get the job done. I think he'll win a 29-28 and on all 3 judges' scorecards. And I'm curious, man, who they're gonna match with Nicolau next. I mean, who they're gonna? I mean, who Ray Borg maybe? I mean, or should he fight another guy? I don't know. Maybe Scoggins. Scoggins, I mean, he's coming off that loss, but he did win the fight in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do like Nicolau at this win. But Dustin Ortiz is definitely alive. Next fight we got Alexis Davis versus Kaylin Chookagian. Another fight, man. It's a weird fight. Alexis Davis is in Canada. She definitely has the grappling advantage on the feet. She hasn't looked that good. I know she's on a 2-fight win streak, and she's definitely she was. I don't know, man. She had success at 135, and now she's at 125. Chookagian's another girl that drops the ball as well. She definitely lost her last fight. Trains at a good camp. She's definitely better on the feet. It's a weird fight, man. I mean, I think she's gonna win. I think she's gonna beat Davis, but I mean, it's just a fight I don't want no part of. And a lot of people, are really strong on Caitlin here. I mean, I think she's gonna win, but I mean, I'm just not confident. It could be a split, and it could be a split that Davis gets because it's in Canada. So I got Chookagian, but I mean, it's just pass in this fight. Next fight, we got John Makdessi versus Ross Pearson. Another close fight. I can't go with Ross Pearson. I think the guy is just, my opinion, done. You could say the same thing about Makdessi because both these guys are at the end of their careers, and Makdessi's had so many, jaw surgeries, and Ross Pearson. Well, maybe it was one jaw surgery, but I mean, Lando smoked him. I mean, just he looked good against Abel, but Abel just when Abel went vegan, I mean, that was the down. That was the done. That was the end of his career. Ross Pearson beat, Hirota last fight, but Hirota sucks in my opinion as a jogger. Bessie obviously just beat Trujillo, but I just mentioned Trujillo's terrible. I think Bessy's better on the feet. Ross Pearson could get takedowns, but I mean, it's another one of those fights that I've been talking about that it just passed from this fight. But I'll go with John Makdessi. I think he's gonna get a decision, but I mean, just don't play this fight. I'm not confident. So next fight, we actually got my first play tonight. We got Gazmarod Antigulov versus Ion Cutelaba. And I got 3 units on the Russian here at minus 145, and I do think he's gonna get the job done. He's a good prospect, man. He has such a good ground game. The way he takes your back, and I know he's been finished a couple times, and he's very good record. But Cutelaba is super wild, and Antilov, the last time he's been knocked out was a very long time ago. And Cutelaba is so wild, and I think him being aggressive plays right into Antilov's style. I mean, what you're gonna get from him. He's gonna try to take you down. He throws big bombs in the feet. He does have good striking. I mean, he probably has the better striking, to be honest, because Cutelaba just is not technical at all. And he's a brawler. We'll see how he is post USADA, but they're not going to be striking. I mean, Antilov knows what he's going to do. He's going to go out there and take him down and tap him out. Misha tapped him out in the third round. I know he had a good war with Cannon, and he lost to Cannon. But I mean, I know he took down Cannon like 5 times, but Cannon took him down once, and Cannon, reversed him. So what do you think Antilov's going to do? I know Antilov's definitely fought in jobbers, but I mean, Cutelov's beat jobbers as well. But I do think that Antilov's beaten better competition. He's beaten some pretty decent guys outside the UFC as well. And against Lee May went out there and just got the job done. He took some big shots and he just took him down and then tapped him out. And then obviously Christensen's terrible, but he tapped him out as well. But I just think he has a huge advantage, on the ground here, and he's going to get it down, tap him out. So I got the prospect Antilov by a first round submission, and I think he's going to go far in this division, dude. He's definitely, a top 10 dude. And I know it's kind of a step up, but I mean, let's match him with Corey Anderson next, and that'd be a pretty good fight. Because Corey Anderson should not be fighting the title. I mean, he wants to fight DC and all that, but no, he shouldn't. So let's match, or we can match, Ratchets versus Corey Anderson, but yeah, Corey Anderson doesn't want that. So next fight, we got Hakeem Dawodu versus Austin Arnett. Another close fight. I cashed on Danny Henry last fight against the Canadian, and he smoked him. I mean, he hurt him, and then he tapped him out. Austin Arnett, one thing I'll say about him, he's a very, very tough guy. I know he's left finished last time, but Sandhagen's no joke, dude. Sandhagen's, one of the best prospects in 135, in my opinion, right now. And, he fought up 145. He's dropping 135, yeah. But, yeah, Austin Arnett's just a durable guy, but he gets hit too much. Decent cardio, like decent striking, trains with Milo Chiesa. But I'm just not really impressed with him. I'm not really impressed with Hakeem either, but I do think Hakeem's more explosive. I think he's better on the feet. I don't think Arnett's going to go out there and take him down. That's not his game. He's a striker, and he gets hit a lot. He wants to get in the brawl, and, Hakeem's, a little more cleaner. But, even though Hakeem dropped the ball last fight, I think he's the better striker, and I think he's going to go out there and get a kind of knockout here. So I got Hakeem by knockout, but it's a pass. Next fight, we got Cajun Johnson versus Islam Mac and Cheese. And I am going with Mac and Cheese here to get the win, but I won't be surprised one bit if Cajun goes out there and gets another weasel win because, let's be honest, I mean, Cajun You know, he's definitely not the best fighter. He's not going to be a top 15 guy, but the dude knows how to win fights. And I know he hasn't fought in the best competition lately, but I mean, the dude just, he has good cardio. He dances around, kind of just, throws a lot of volume. He doesn't have the best chin. He's super chinny. Islam definitely, has the better striking. Actually, I feel like Islam, might be more technical, more power, but I mean, I feel like maybe, Cajun, could dance around and kind of just, throw a lot of volume, but I think Islam's going to get him down and kind of pound him out. So I got Islam, but I mean, I won't be surprised if Cajun gets that upset here. But plus 400, I might. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to pass though. Next fight, we got my second play tonight. We got Jordan Mean versus Alex Morono. And I got 3 units on the underdog, Alex Morono at plus 100. I believe he's minus 130 now. And I just think Jordan Mean is just on his way out, man. I know he's super young, but he's taking so much damage. And he beat Eric Silva. Dude, Eric Silva's so bad. Dude, Eric Silva's terrible. If he's fighting LFA now, and Eric Silva almost got finished against Nick Barnes. I mean, who's Nick Barnes? Dude, a huge jobber. I don't know, man. Just something about Jordan Mean used to be really good. He has decent striking, but I mean, he didn't even throw against Bilal, didn't even throw against Meek, and Meek, Meek beat him, man. I mean, come on, dude. Meek is just. I thought Meek was gonna beat, by the way, Fabianski, but wow, dude, all you have to do is take down Meek and it's over. And to be honest, man, I mean, I think Jordan Meek's a quitter, dude. I mean, the guy retired as well. He looked good against Matt Brown, Thiago Alvarez early, but then once you get in his face and you just, throw bombs and, dude, he just breaks, man. He quit both those fights, and then he went on a 3-5 losing streak. I mentioned he lost to Meek. He lost him. Well, the 3-5 losing streak was Alves, and then it was Meek, and then it was Bilal. But then he fought Eric Silva. I just think Morono throws bombs, man. I know he lost to Nico Price, but in my opinion, you guys already know what I have to say about Nico Price, okay? I'm super high on the guy. And Morono was winning that fight until he got knocked out. I think Morono definitely has more power in this fight. Mean, might have better, might be more technical, but I think Morono's, definitely has more power. The way Mean beat Silva is he took him down. I don't think Mean's going to be able to out grapple Morono. Morono's a black belt as well, so if Mean gets him down, I don't think he's going to hold him down. I think Morono will get right back up. Morono could even sweep him. Morono had a very close fight, with Nakamura, and I just think he throws power, and Morono's game is all about pressure, dude, and that's bad for Jordan Mean. I mean, if he gets in his face and throws those big bombs, I mean, that right hand serious, I do think he can hurt him. So I got Morono, man. I think he's gonna go out there and knock Jordan Mean out and send Jordan Mean into his retirement party, because beating Eric Silva on a 3-5 losing streak going in that fight was not impressive. I mean, Eric Silva is so terrible in my opinion. So Eric Silva used to be good, but now he's just washed up. But yeah, I got Alex Morono, and I'm pretty confident on this pick. So yeah, 3 units at plus 100. Next fight, we got the first fight of the night, and this is another play. I got Alex Hernandez versus OAM, and I got 4 units on OAM at minus 110. He didn't hit plus money, and I believe now he's like minus 140. He was like minus 175, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, man, I think OAM is just, in my opinion, he's fought the better guys. Way more experience. I know you can say the same thing about when Benny fought Alex Hernandez, but in my opinion, Benny is a good fighter, but it's a huge chin issue with him. The dude's been knocked out, there's 2 times going in that fight, and then Barbosa, in my opinion, changed his life. Dunham had a really big that war with him, went to a draw, and then just he's a chin issue, man. I mean, Alex Hernandez, I'm not gonna take any credit away. He went out there and got a really legit finish, but OAM does not have a chin issue. OAM has a very good chin. He's never been knocked out, by the way. Never even been finished, by the way. Let's talk about Hernandez. I do think that he's has potential for sure. He's not a jobber. The dude is really good. I think that he's going to go out there and, do what he always does. He's really explosive, has good striking. He might, on the feet, it's close. He might have the better striking, definitely has the more explosiveness. But, I mean, OAM, man, has very good jab. His strikings look better at every fight. I mean, OAM's striking used to be, he used to be really stiff, man, especially when he fought Chadwick Freeze. But, I mean, now he has a very good body kick. I mean, that body kick he hit against Dunham was really good. I know Dunham's been weak to the body, but, I mean, he actually hurt him with the knee. Then he, followed up with the body kick. But, OEM's jab and his body kicks are really legit. Hernandez has good striking, obviously, but OEM knows what he has to do. OEM is a very good grappler, and I think that's how he's going to win this fight. I think he's going to go out there and take him down, kind of grind him out, and possibly get a submission. I know Hernandez, before the UFC, had a good win against Adam Atkins. And, he showed his wrestling, but I don't think he's going to be able to wrestle with OEM. OEM is a very good grappler, and, I think OEM is one of the best grapplers in the division. I think OEM could actually gas Hernandez out as well. A lot of people are saying how big Hernandez is. If you see the OEM's, a welterweight. I mean, they're both 2 really big guys, and OEM has very good cardio as well. He looks better every fight. I know he won the first 2 rounds against Tony Martin. He lost the third round, but I don't think, Alex Hernandez will go out there and, take his back. Tony Martin has a very good ground game. And, he still got the job done. And then, he went out there and knocked out and Dunham looked very good. Looked very good against Dober as well. Dober dropped him and then he reversed him and then, got the submission. I just think that, there's levels of this. And I do think on the feet you get close. They're both good strikers, but OEM is just more well-rounded in my opinion. And I do think he's going to get this fight to the mat and get a submission. So I got OEM and I think he's going to go out there and kind of big brother Alex Hernandez. I know Alex Hernandez, has good wrestling, but he's just not on OEM's level in my opinion. OEM's been in with a lot of good guys, and he's a smart fighter, man. And I think on the feet, OEM could actually surprise him, man, because his striking is good, but he's gonna go out there and do what he always does. He's not gonna strike with you for 3 rounds. He's gonna go out there and take you down. So I got OEM, and I think he's either gonna grind him out or get a submission. So I got OEM by a 3rd round submission. I think he's gonna take his back and choke him out. So next fight we got JJ versus Tisha Torres. Another fight, man. It's a very close fight. I'm gonna go back and forth in this fight. I'm not playing it because it's just one of those fights I don't want to be part of. But I'm gonna go with the dog. I got Tisha Torres here. I just don't think JJ's the same girl anymore. I know she's saying stuff that she beat Rose. There's no way she beat Rose, and she has a good striking for sure. I don't know if Torres is gonna take her down. Probably not. That's not her game. But I mean, it's gonna be a war in the feet, and I feel like Tisha Torres, they're both very technical fighters. I think it's going to be a very close fight, but I just think Torres is going to, pressure her and get in their face, man. Just, throw some good striking. And it's just a weird fight, man, because both these girls are good. And JJ's definitely, on the decline. I feel like I don't think she's ever going to get, that belt again. But Tisha Torres was looking good against Andrade, and then she just kind of just fell out of that game plan and just brawled. I don't think Tisha's going to brawl with JJ. I think she could, kind of just pressure her and kind of maybe like moving in and out, but it's just one of those weird fights. But I'm gonna have to go with Tisha Torres, with the dog here, Tisha Torres. But yeah, no bet for me. Next fight we got Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens. Another fight. I've been going. I wouldn't say back and forth. I've been going back and forth if I want to play it or not. I'm gonna have to go with the dog here, Jeremy Stephens. But as of right now, I'm not gonna bet it. Aldo's on a 3-fight losing streak, or I'm sorry, 2-fight losing streak. He's lost 3 out of his last 4. Max Holloway broke him in both fights. Conor McGregor knocked him out 4 fights ago. His chin is not the same anymore. I know he beat Frankie Edgar, and Jeremy Stephens definitely doesn't have the best takedown defense. I think he could get takedowns here against Stephens, but I think sooner or later Stephens is going to connect with that chin because Stephens still throws bombs, in my opinion. I can't believe I faded him with Emmett. I mean, Emmett dropped him in the first round, won the first round, and got smoked. I just don't think that Aldo chin is the same anymore, and I really think Stephens can connect, but there's just something that's telling me just stay away, and I'm more confident in my other place. But maybe DraftKings will have Jeremy Stephens, but I do think Stephens will get the win, but I won't be playing it. Next fight, we have my last play tonight. We got Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin Poirier, and I have 3 units on DP at a -155. I love DP, man. He's one of my favorite fighters in the division. I'm 2-0 on betting him. I bet him versus Anthony Pettis. He cashed. I bet him last fight against Justin in the distance. I initially wanted to play it in the distance, but it could be it could go 5 rounds, to be honest, man. Because Eddie Alvarez, both these guys are tough. I think Dustin Poirier is better everywhere. I mean, if you watch the fight versus Eddie Alvarez, Dustin was definitely winning that fight. But the thing with Eddie, he's a dog, man. I mean, I don't know. I think Dustin's going to finish him, but it wouldn't surprise me if he went all 5 rounds. Eddie's definitely, definitely have a lot of respect for the guy. He's a good fighter. He's no jobber. He's a top 10 guy in my opinion. But I just think Dustin has the better strike. I think he's more technical, and I think he has more power. I think he has more ways to win. Wrestling, I think he could maybe get takedowns. He's not going to go for the takedowns. He could. Who knows? But I think he's just going to beat him on the feet. And I actually think, could get a finish. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he won a decision. But I really want him to win this fight because I want him to fight. Maybe that could be either Kevin Lee. But yeah, Dustin definitely deserves a title shot. I think he wins this fight. I think he will, man. I'm high on the guy, man. He's definitely changed his whole career since he lost to Michael Johnson. And I mean, you can say that Dustin Poirier doesn't have the best chin, but I mean Eddie doesn't either. And Dustin Poirier, I mean Justin hurt him with leg kicks, but I mean Pettis or Justin both didn't really hurt him on the feet, in my opinion. And I think Dustin's found a way to work around his chin. I wouldn't say he has a bad chin. He doesn't have a good chin, but I mean I'm not gonna say Dustin has a terrible chin. I think his chin definitely looked better. And Eddie Alvarez has been in so much so much wars, and I feel like he's had way more punishment than Dustin Poirier, which is crazy because Dustin Poirier is a brawler. But I just think that Dustin's a cleaner fighter, the more technical fighter, better combos, and I think he's gonna go out there and get a finish. But it wouldn't surprise me if he got a 5 round decision. So I got DP, and see what happens. So yeah, man, I got my 4 plays tonight. I got DP, I got OAM. So yeah, DP 3 units at -155, OAM 4 units at -110. Morono 3 units at +100, and then my last play is Antigulov at -145, 3 units. So those are my 4 plays, and yeah, man, I hope I cash on all 4 of them. We'll see what happens. It's a very good card, definitely one of the best cards of the year, and it's on free TV. And next week we have a good card, 227, TJ versus Cody, the rematch, and yeah, man, comment below what you guys think about my plays and just we got in the main event DP or Eddie Alvarez, and hope everyone cashes, and I'll be back next week to break down that good card. So yeah, later guys, and hope you guys have a good weekend or good rest of your week because it's Tuesday right now.